I have with me here an affordable laptop. This is from Chuwi, priced about 750 euros, Corebook Air. And what it has is a Lunar Lake chipset in this, 8 cores. It's the Intel Core Ultra 5 226V with Arc 130V graphics. So it is even capable at a little bit of light gaming with older titles and using lower visuals, of course. Comes with a backlit keyboard, 2 Thunderbolt 4 ports, 55 watt-hour battery, and the IPS screen is very nice. It's sharp and it's 2.8K at 120 Hertz. So in this review, you'll see why I think this is a decent, affordable laptop offering here from Chuwi. Now the laptop's got this nice light alloy build, 1.2 kilos, which is very good. And yes, you can open it up with one hand, as you can see. We're presented then with a nice keyboard here. The touchpad is smooth, the surface is good. The mouse clicks are of the louder clicky type. You can definitely hear it, but typing on the keyboard, it isn't that loud there. It's not bad at all. And it is even backlit too, which was a bit of a surprise at this price point. Now, this doesn't seem to be a fingerprint reader. As far as I can tell in the settings or anything, I haven't been able to set it up. Half-size arrow keys, and there is a little bit of keyboard flex when I press down here. But overall, it's not bad. It's a good keyboard. Again, factoring in that price, I think it is very good. This is all alloy here. So it's a complete alloy build that we do have with it, which is excellent. And I love the fact that it's a backlit keyboard. Really was not expecting that. About 1.4 millimeters of travel on those keys. And overall, really good. So take a look very quickly at what we have on the underside. So there are no upgrades with this for the Corebook Air, apart from the SSD. That's it. So you can put a faster PCIe 4.0 SSD in this and really increase those speeds, because what they've given us, as you'll see later, isn't that great. Speeds kind of top out at about 2500 megabytes per second reads and writes. Downwards firing loudspeakers right here. Air intake, hot air's blown out the back. Nice rubber foot here. Overall, the build quality is good. 55 watt-hour batteries within this. It's not the largest. Remember, we can go up to 99 watt-hours and still be able to take that on aircraft. And we're looking at around 6 hours of battery life with just light use. So that's not gaming, that's not video editing. That really brings that time down to around about 2.5 if you're doing something demanding. Now the port selection, really good. Even a Kensington lock slot. So USB 2.0 type A, USB 3.1, 10 gigabits per second. And here we have mic support with a 3.5 millimeter headphone jack. This is a little switch so you can disable the webcam. Very good to have that, even though there is a privacy shutter. You've got then 2 places to disable it. HDMI 2.0, yes. So that's only 4K 60. However, we've got 2 Thunderbolt 4s status LED here. Now the Thunderbolt 4s, they support power delivery too as well. So 65 watt power delivery, charges fully charged in just under 2 hours, not bad. And this of course has data, so 40 gigabits per second, those 2 ports, and they do support external GPUs. So if you want some good gaming performance and you've got an old GPU lying about, say something like a 3060, RTX 3070 or whatever, get yourself an eGPU enclosure or run them via the Thunderbolt 4 here. And this is another USB 3.1 with the 10 gigabits per second. So good for the ports. Build quality overall really quite good for the price. I like what Chuwi has done here with it.
Webcam sample with the Corebook Air. So this is 1080p and 30 frames per second, so it's relatively fluid. Now I haven't got any special lighting on at the moment. It looks a little bit grainy. The microphones you're listening to are the built-in ones. And yes, we have that privacy shutter at the top that you can just simply pull across, and that is going to then completely block out that camera. And then the switch on the side to disable it. Hardware, completely disable it, so it will never be able to come on, which is good peace of mind for people worried about that if your webcam is going to be hacked or something. And this quality overall, I think for what it's priced at, it's okay. It's nothing amazing.
Chuwi's Corebook Air does have 2 built-in downwards firing speakers, and they're okay, pretty average in fact. They're not that loud as you'll hear from this sample. Really think they should be a bit louder. The Corebook Air does ship with Windows 11 Pro. This is unexpected. I thought it would be the home version, and I didn't have to do that painful online setup first. It went through with the offline setup, which I do prefer, which is a lot quicker, because if you've gone through that setup now, Windows, it can be a little bit tiresome how long that goes for. Now, there is some software on board called Chuwi Easy Care. That's the only thing that they have pre-installed here. And this is where you will find the status of the system. So you can go in here to the dashboard. You can take a look at how the GPU is, the CPU. It'll give you the current load, network utilization there, and driver updates eventually when this system is supported, because it hasn't officially been released just yet. I think it's coming on the 16th. So it's only about a week away from the time of me filming. So that's where you scan and you get your driver updates from there, or you can manually do that with Intel, which I have done myself. So we take a look at the device manager here. There's a couple of things to point out, that we have those 8 cores and the 8 threads only. So it's an octa-core system, but it's Lunar Lake. It's not too bad at all. And we get Wi-Fi 6E, so fast wireless on this because there is no LAN port. And we have that ARC, the 130V graphics, which up until Panther Lake was actually quite good, this ARC graphics. Now we have 8 of the XE cores with this particular chipset. If I just jump in here, I'll just show you a little bit more information on it. We get a peak tops, so for your AI performance of 97, which is very good. And 4.5 is the turbo there. So all up, not too bad at all. It's a low-powered chipset, but for your general kind of work that you're going to be doing on this, it will work out to be actually fine for all of that. So the memory limitation here of 16 gigabytes is in fact set by Intel. That's the maximum memory size for this particular chipset. So either way, Chuwi could have gone with maybe the Core 7, the Ultra 7 version of this. That would have given us a little bit more RAM, maybe 32 would have been really great to see, because 16 is a real limiting factor there. And you can see, sorry, the XE cores, there are 7 of those we get. So all up, the specs for the price point, I mean, it is very good, as you'll see. Jumping into the performance of it, the single core score here, getting just over 2,500 is very decent. Multi-core score over 10,000 for the 8 cores it does have, 4 of those being the performance. 4 are the low-end, low-powered cores, is in fact not bad. So general office stuff, I won't demonstrate it because there's no need, but documents, spreadsheets, YouTube, all of that works really fast. The whole system in general feels very quick. It feels fast. Everything loads up really good. And we don't have the fastest SSD that they've put in here. They're reducing the cost. So OpenCL score of 25,000. When it comes to Time Spy, just over 3,600. Graphics score there on par with what I've seen with the ARC 130V, which is our GPU with this. And the CPU score there is, again, okay, considering this only has the 8 cores. So one of the areas where you could upgrade this particular system is this right here. So the SSD, it's not fast. You can see this is a PCIe 3 SSD, although this slot does support PCIe 4.0. So you could get yourself something like a Samsung Evo 990 Evo, sorry. Put that in there, and you will go over double and almost 3 times faster when it comes to reads and writes. But these speeds are still okay for general kind of computing. Finally, I did run Cinebench. This is the latest version, so 2026. And you can see here that their performance, yes, it does confirm what we already know, that it's pretty low end here. Single threads, just over 434. That's not bad, but multi-core score compared to other systems, yeah, is a little bit behind because it's only 8 cores here, and they're not clocked particularly high, especially the low-powered cores there. Now, you might have seen that we've got PowerPoint here, Word, and Excel. And does it work? Is it licensed? Yes, you can see the apps are there, and they do perform well. They're quick and snappy. And this is why I think this is a good value offering here from Chuwi, because it's coming with Microsoft Office already there, so you don't need to go out and buy that. And so overall, you're getting a machine that has decent performance, good value for money at a affordable price tag of around, at the time of this video, 750 euros with the 50 euro discount. How about something more demanding? So video editing, this is a 4K clip here, one of my old reviews. Now, there's no grading going on. I've already got the playback set to a quarter, and this is running just fine. It's not dropping any frames or anything. So very basic 4K video edits is possible with this configuration here with our Corebook Air. And doing my export test here, so I'm going to encode with the YouTube preset here 4K, and we'll see how long this takes. Now it is using Intel QuickSync with the chipset, so that 226V does have that with the GPU. So hit start on the timer and export. This should not take long at all because, as I said, there's no grading with it. So once the bar disappears, so 40 seconds, there was about a second delay with me with the timer then hitting export. So around 39 seconds for 1 minute of 4K footage exported at the 4K YouTube preset with Adobe Premiere Pro 2026. So obviously this is not a laptop for gaming. It's more for, I would say, students and business-like work, whatnot. But what about gaming performance? Could it game? Let's try here Counter-Strike. So this is Dust 2 map I'm going to test out. Now, I do have it at 1200p, the resolution. So this is better than I expected at 1200p on the low preset. And now I wouldn't go over... Oh, okay, I just got sniped. I wouldn't go over at 1200p with the resolution. I think it's a sweet spot here because lowering it, the game just tends to look a little bit too blurry, not really great. And it's performing really well here on the low preset. Well, I managed to get one kill at least. But very good. This is much better than I thought. So if you want to do a little bit of old gaming on the side, Counter-Strike, then keep it on low settings and you are going to get some pretty decent performance here. And, oh, I'm a shocking aim. Now with GTA 5, I have the settings of this game set to 1080p, and on the high preset, we're still getting 50 frames per second here, which is excellent. That's good. Way better than I thought, again, that it was going to be able to do this. And this is, by the way, the enhanced edition of GTA 5, so it's looking graphically a little bit better. So there are a few frame dips. I probably should be running this on low settings. Then I will get 60 frames per second at least. But right now here, as you can see, the game, it is looking good. Very, very good. The performance, considering, again, like this is an affordable notebook. So after those benchmarks, video editing, gaming, thermals remain really good. So we only got up to 82 degrees, which is fine. Now, they have a 25 watt power limit set, Chuwi, so that's helping things. I think it will go up to a maximum of about 37 power limit too. So just a couple of other things to touch on, and that is Linux support. So I did try Linux Manjaro. It looked like it was going to boot. It went through the initial screen where you see all the code at the start and then to a black screen. I'm not too sure why. I don't have enough time, unfortunately, to troubleshoot drivers or whatever problem I had, but Linux should run on this. I just believe it's the distro I'm using. The build I have, it just doesn't seem to be compatible. Now, battery life is okay. This is just a 55 watt hour battery within this. So as I said when we looked at the build of the laptop, that it's around about 5.5 to 6 hours of kind of light use. That's at 30% screen brightness. And if you do anything demanding, the battery life really does drop down. So video editing or a little bit of gaming, you're only looking at about 2 hours there, which is actually pretty standard there. So recapping, great backlit keyboard, good touchpad, gestures work fine. Webcam's okay, as you saw from my sample. A very decent screen in this. Now, it doesn't have an Adobe RGB coverage that is phenomenal or for professional use. The colors still look good. It's still very bright, the screen, and overall, I'm pleased with it. Just like the build quality, and getting the two Thunderbolt 4 ports is excellent. So both of them support video out, 40 gigabits per second, power delivery, charging at 65 watts. All up, it is a good offering from Chuwi. The only downsides, really, at this price point, yes, I know they're getting more expensive, but this is what is considered, at least here in Europe now, more of an affordable laptop, is the 16 gigabytes of RAM. It's not brilliant. We are capped at that. Unfortunately, this is a limitation with the chipset that Intel even states on Intel Arc. When you take a look at the specs of it, that's it. You can't get any more than 16 gigabytes with this chipset. So that's unfortunate there. And the other is, yes, there's a little bit of fan noise when you do push it hard gaming. I know I said when we looked at the thermals, fan noise is good. Generally it is. Until you start to game, you will hear the fan a little bit. But the thermals were perfectly fine here. So that is the Chuwi Corebook Air. Thank you so much for watching this review.